This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The top two executives in the New Providence Volleyball Association have resigned, effective immediately. President Vince Smith and First Vice President Margaret Muggy Albury were re-elected 2 years ago, actually last year in 2013, for a 2-year term, and Smith explains the rationale behind their decision.
After more than 8 years of continuous commitment to the New Providence Volleyball Association, many players or club teams would have opposed or blatantly have had a negative attitude towards the Constitution. And no matter what we did, they always felt decisions were made in the best interest of me or my club team. So, you know, you have those players, you have those coaches, you have those clubs who are or would appear quite dormant until a situation arises that would affect their team. And all we wanted to do was take the sport to a next level and to update the Constitution gradually. Earlier in the season, we had a management committee meeting, and, you know, because things didn't go the way certain players or clubs wanted it to, they thought it fitting to form a coup and come to a management committee meeting and make an overruling of the Constitution. And if, you know, we're going to blatantly disregard what's stated in the Constitution, I think it's best that somebody else now take over, who have a more innovative mind, who have more commitment, and who have more interest in the development of the sport of volleyball.
The CAC Games will get underway on Friday in Veracruz, Mexico. Men's volleyball will be one of 10 disciplines the Bahamas will compete in, and President of the Bahamas Volleyball Federation, Joe Smith, says the team is ready.
We brought in a high-level coach from Brazil, and Coach Sabatini, and he worked with the national team for 1 month. The upper body strength was there, but the legs were very weak. And that was one of the first things that he attacked. He worked with the legs, he got strength and agility, and the guys are quicker now. They are smoother now, and I've seen it, and you can see it in their play. But I think that goes a long way, because you need that stamina. If you get into a five-setter with one of the top-notch countries, you need that stamina to make it to the end. And, you know, the team is poised for greatness, and hopefully we would see some fruits from CAC.
Ground was broken for the new Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium last week, and during his remarks, Prime Minister Perry Christie made it very clear that when it comes to baseball development, the Family Islands won't be left out.
We are taking the first steps for a sporting complex in Abaco. I have spoken with major investors in Abaco who are prepared, as we speak, to make a major contribution to the development of that sports complex. And one of those developers have in fact built a baseball field right in the middle of their development at Baker's Bay.
The Bahamas Olympic Committee is the premier sporting body here in the country, and according to Secretary General Rommel Fish-Knowles, in order for them to keep receiving the necessary funding from their international partners, our elite athletes must make appearances.
We get assistance from the organizing committee because they expect for us to bring our best athletes so that they can fill their stadiums, so that they can in return get some of the revenue that they would have invested in us. For example, they help us with accommodations, they help us with ground transportation, they help us with food, they help us with accommodations. And so the only way these things could be successful, like London was, if some of the prime athletes show up. And so we need our athletes to understand. And the coaches, I don't really blame the athletes, I blame the coaches who didn't include the CAC Games, who don't include the Commonwealth Games, who don't include the Pan Am Games. They only include the Olympic Games because they get paid. But the reality is, if you're getting paid from the government subvention, you ought to include these games.
The New Providence Basketball Association was back on the floor last night with a doubleheader at the AF Adelaide Gym. The opener went right down to the wire with the Pyramid Food Rockets holding off the RR Services Cleaners 90-88. As for the feature game, that was a matchup between the Island Luck Pros and the new kids on the block, the Rhythm Rebels. We picked this one up in the third quarter. Rebels up 3 when Henry Burnside drives hard to the hole for 2 of his game-high 25 points. Burnside with the ball again. Check out this nifty no-look pass to D'Angelo Duncombe, and the Rebels go up 49-42. Rebels showing they have range as well. Whitfield Brennan good from downtown. Pros looking to answer on the other end, and Derek Ferguson stops the bleeding. Pros stepping up their defense as well. Off the steal, Ron Marshall goes in for an easy deuce. Duncombe getting a little fancy here. Shot is off, but Devin Brennan there to clean things up. Kramer Taylor with the ball. He stops and pops. Bucket good. More from Taylor here. Turnaround jumper. Nothing but net. Pros looking to trap, but the Rebels get the ball out, and Duncombe puts in 2 more of his 16 points. Down 68-55, entering the final quarter. The Pros in need of some luck, and Kevin Wright gets things started with a trifecta. More defense from the Pros, and Miguel Mackey goes in for his only score of the game. Pros still pouring it on. This time it's Jason Mitchell all by himself. Rebels really folding up down the stretch, and the Pros take full advantage as they win and come from behind fashion, 89-84. Week 9 in the NFL over and done with. Fisher and I both going a perfect 5-0. Kelsey finishing up at 4-1, while Julian went 3-2. In terms of the overall standings, Kelsey still leading the way at 40-10. I've moved up a game and sit second at 38-12. Julian third at 33-17, while Fisher is slowly making his way out of the cellar with a record of 31-19. Our Week 11 picks will be out on Thursday. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Night comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.